Excuse me. What are you listening to right now?
I'm listening to Nissan Altima by Dochi, but you're never going to catch me driving a gas-powered car. You better be driving electric and saving the environment.
Well, it's not actually as simple as you think.
What do you mean it's not that simple? You better be going green.
Let's check out the facts first.
One reason why electric vehicles aren't as good for the environment as they seem is because of the manufacturing process. So when we're comparing gas and electric cars, the manufacturing of the body is roughly the same, but manufacturing the electric vehicle also requires the production of a battery. Making the battery requires the mining of metals like lithium, nickel, and cobalt, which is an incredibly carbon-intensive process. One estimate found that it can add up to 16,000 kilograms of carbon dioxide into the environment.
While what Mingkai said is true, over its lifetime, an electric vehicle will actually emit much less CO2 than a gas vehicle. So this graph shows that over its lifetime, it will emit significantly less, even taking into consideration the carbon-intensive battery making process. So the electric car has a bit of a head start, but after 38,000 kilometers driven, the gas vehicle surpasses it. And over the course of its lifetime, the gas vehicle will actually emit about 30 more tons of CO2 than an electric vehicle. And this changes too, depending on how you're charging your car. So if you're charging it using solar energy or somewhere with a hydroelectric power grid, this number will actually go way down.
However, so far our analysis has only considered greenhouse gas emissions. Another important type of emission we need to consider when analyzing cars is particle emissions, which often come when a tire rubs against the road and the friction rubs off tiny particles that are then released into the environment. These can have incredibly negative effects, damaging the nutrient balances in lakes and streams or damaging sensitive forests. And unfortunately, electric cars often produce more of these emissions because they're heavier, and specifically that weight coming from the electric battery. One study found that the Tesla Model Y, an electric car, produces 26% more of these particle emissions compared to the Kia Niro, a gas car.
So you're saying everything's bad for the environment? What should I be doing differently?
Not necessarily. On an individual basis, you can utilize public transportation, walk, bike, or carpool more often. But on a larger scale, you can elect government officials that will push for greener legislation and incentivize larger corporations to research and develop greener vehicles.